What's up, everyone? Whoa. What's up, everyone? Gisada98 here, and welcome to another episode of Session 98. The game that we're going to be taking a look at is a game that, in my opinion, is one of the best games I've played in a while. And I'm very honest with my reviews, and I'm going to give you the truth about Batman Arkham City. Okay? This game is... I can't even express how much I love this game. Now, I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm probably one of the biggest Batman fans out there. In my opinion, The Dark Knight is probably the greatest movie ever made. And he's probably my favorite character of all time. And I loved Arkham Asylum, and I thought it was a pretty, hard game to top because of how good it was. So, let's get right into the review, because I'm trying not to ramble on, because my camera cannot record videos longer than 10 minutes. So let's get right into it. Batman Arkham City takes place a few months, probably to a year, after the events of Arkham Asylum, where Gotham City, or I believe like a portion of Gotham City, is now pretty much overrun by villains. We're talking Two-Face, the Riddler, the Joker, the Penguin. And what's pretty cool about it is, there are all these little factions of groups, like there's the Two-Face group, there's the Joker group, there's the Riddler group, and that is really cool. And the story basically follows Bruce Wayne. He's trying to get into politics apparently now, and he's trying to shut down Arkham City so Gotham can return to being Gotham. And he's rushed in, and he's actually kidnapped by Hugo Strange, a famous Batman villain, and he's basically saying, I know your secret, Bruce Wayne. I know you're Batman, and if you try to stop me, the secret will get out because I'm a big douchebag. That's basically the start of the game. And of course, Bruce Wayne will not listen. He tries to go after Hugo Strange and is trying to figure out what this Protocol 10 is and why, what is Hugo Strange really planning. I'm not going to give away what it is and what's going on because that would be a big spoiler and I would be a douchebag just like Hugo Strange if I do. So, I will get right into gameplay because that's the basic story of the game. The gameplay is smooth as hell compared to what Arkham Asylum was. Arkham Asylum's gameplay was smooth. It had one problem, and unfortunately the problem still kind of comes back to this game. The counter button is off, unfortunately, and that is basically the block button. Let's say I'm really I always press it once that lightning bolt or whatever comes out when the guy's about to hit you. I always press it. He never counters though. That is a slight problem, but let's not get into the gripes just yet. But the combat is smooth. It is fast-paced, it's action, it plays like the Batman should, it's stealthy like the Batman should, and unlike the stealth sequences, which were really easy to do in Arkham Asylum, there were only a couple stealth missions that were kind of a little bit more tricky than others. Airplane. But, yeah, it's much harder now. You can still do the stupid gargoyle swinging from gargoyle to gargoyle when the the enemies are shooting at you, which can be a little stupid. That you still can be able to do that, but whatever. So the gameplay is fun. Characters in this game, you got a hell of a lot of villains. You've got the Penguin, you got Two-Face, you got the Riddler, who, unlike in the last one, the Riddler actually is a main character now. Well, not as much as a main character, but he's got a bigger role than what he had in Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum, he scattered all of these, Riddler trophies all around Arkham Asylum, and he had all these riddles and all that, which were really cool. Two-Face is in the game. I don't really like the way Two-Face was portrayed, in my opinion. He was kind of just... He's only in the game, alright, he's only in the game pretty much for one scene. And that's only if you get the game used. If you get the game new, he's in there for a couple more scenes, but... I didn't like the way he was portrayed. He was kind of a little bit... I don't know, there was just something about him I didn't like. That's not how I envisioned Two-Face to be. He was still really cool, though. I liked him overall. The Penguin's in the game, which the Penguin voiced by Nolan North, as you know, from Uncharted. outstanding performance, my friend. Outstanding. You can't even tell this is Nolan North. And actually, I probably will split this review in 2 parts. Let me see how many minutes I got. 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes into the review. Okay. So yeah, the Penguin is really cool. He's got a cool part. And the Joker, of course, is in there. And from Arkham Asylum, he's now, you know, like, sick and all that. He's got all crap on his face now. So that was cool that, you know, he's returning. And Mark Hamill, of course, steals the show again. And I kind of didn't like, alright, this is kind of a spoiler, but he's kind of just a supporting role in this game. He's not really a main focus, which is good, because you don't want the Joker to be a main focus in 2 games. That's good. I like that, actually. But, okay. What did I not really like about Arkham Asylum? Actually, before I get into that, I want to talk about a little bit of the side missions before I forget. There are a ton of side missions in this game. There's one with Deadshot, there's one with Hush, there's one with, trying to think of the other ones. Of course, the Riddler. And the side missions in this game are great because it adds a lot of replay value. Because I will say this, the game is shorter than Arkham Asylum. It's a few hours shorter. But with all the side missions, it makes it, honestly, better. It makes it better than Arkham Asylum. So, I will kind of talk about the cons that I don't like. As I mentioned, I don't really like the counter, because the counter doesn't work. And I mentioned I don't like Two-Face's character as much. And the next thing is, it kind of the same. It kind of the same, yes. It is a lot like Arkham Asylum. That's not a gripe for me, though. But it may be a gripe for a lot of people. The city is open. Arkham City is open, which is great. It's a big open world now, which is awesome. And, really, I have no gripes with this game, to be completely honest. Except, your grapple gun doesn't work when you're trying to shoot up to the gargoyles and the rooftops. And the counter button doesn't work. I can't really think of any other gripes off of the top of my head. Oh, also Mr. Freeze is in the game. Forgot to mention that. So, for $60, you're getting a hell of a lot of content. For $60. You're getting 12 to 18 hour campaign. You're getting loads of side missions. The Riddler's back with new challenges. Like, I will keep going back to this game to solve more riddles, do more side missions for a while. And I actually think I'm going to replay the story mode because it was so good. And the boss battle, compared to the boss battle at the end of Arkham Asylum, where he pretty much fought Super Joker because he was, you know, all on the Titan. The boss fight, I didn't like too much in Arkham Asylum. Arkham City, it's probably one of the best boss fights I've ever done. I've ever played in a game because, you know, it totally hits you from behind because I wasn't expecting the boss fight to be this character. That's what's so cool about it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I wasn't expecting it to be him. And he actually has a cameo in Arkham Asylum, which was pretty cool. But this is probably one of the best games I've played ever. Period. This is one of the best games ever made. And like I said, I don't work for IGN and all those. I don't overinflate my score. And, you know, if I give a game a 9, it deserves it. If I give a game that they rated a 6, they were probably getting If I rate a game that they gave like a 10, like a 7.5, meaning it's good, but it wasn't, you know, what they were saying it was. This game is what every reviewer said it was. It's outstanding, it's fun, it's engrossing. It's the best superhero game of all time, but the best superhero game of all time before this was Arkham Asylum. It's better than that. So, this is absolutely what everyone was saying. This is the best use of a license, period. And this is one of the best games I've ever played. Ever. And I rarely say this about video games. This is the highest review I've ever given a game at the Session 98, but I'm going to give it. This Arkham Asylum is a 10 out of 10. I've never given this review for any game before, but Arkham City is a 10 out of 10 by far. High Game of the Year contender for 2011, but I keep this with an open mind. You know, Tuesday we have Modern Warfare 3 and all these other